जय श्री माता जी। ऑनलाइन उपस्थित विश्व के सभी साधकों का सुबह के ध्यान सत्र में हार्दिक स्वागत है। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी को वंदन करके हम सब ध्यान में बैठते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी आज का ध्यान सत्र शुरू करने की कृपया अनुमति प्रदान कीजिए। सामूहिक बंधन। अपना चित्त हृदय में लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे हृदय में विराजिए। श्री माता जी कृपा कर हमारा हृदय प्रेम, करुणा और वात्सल्य से भर दीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी आपकी कृपा में हम केवल शुद्ध आत्मा हैं। तीन महामंत्र तत्पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र। जय श्री माता जी। संतुलन करने हेतु अपना राइट हैंड पृथ्वी तत्व पर रखते हैं, चित्त ईड़ा नाड़ी पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के ईड़ा नाड़ी पर तमोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व भूमि तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर सामूहिकता की ईड़ा नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। राइट हैंड गोद में, लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की तरफ। चित्त पिंगला नाड़ी पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के पिंगला नाड़ी पर रजोगुण के सभी बाधक तत्व, अतिरिक्त उष्णता, भविष्य के विचार, अहंकार, आकाश तत्व में विलीन कर दीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर सामूहिकता की पिंगला नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। लेफ्ट हैंड गोद में। अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी और सहस्रार पर। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा कर हमें संतुलन दीजिए, हमें वर्तमान में रखिए। आपलं चित्त मूलाधार चक्र पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपकी कृपा में सामूहिकता के मूलाधार चक्र पर श्री गणेश जी की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए, कार्यान्वित कीजिए। श्री माता जी कृपा कर हमें अबोध बनाइए, हमें सुबुद्धि दीजिए। श्री गणेश के सारे गुण हमारे अंदर स्थापित कीजिए। गणेश अथर्व शीर्ष।
ॐ नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं धर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षात् आत्मासि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वं माम् अववक्तारम् अवश्रोतारम् अवदातारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचा नमवशिष्यम् अवपश्चात्तात् अवपुरस्तात् अवोत्तरात्तात् अवदक्षिणात्तात् अवश्च ऊर्ध्वात्तात् अवाधरात्तात् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तात् त्वं वाङ्मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वम् आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्द द्वितीयोऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं त्वत्तस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नभः त्वं चत्वारि वाक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वां योगिनो ध्यायन्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मा स्वं विष्णु स्वं रुद्र स्वं इन्द्र स्वं अग्नि स्वं वायु स्वं सूर्य स्वं चन्द्रमा स्वं ब्रह्मभूर्भुवस्वरोम गणादीं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादीं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेण रुद्धम् एतत्तव मनुस्वरूपं गकारः पूर्वरूपम् अकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वारश्च अन्त्यरूपं बिन्दुः उत्तररूपं नादः सन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणकऋषिः निःश्रुत गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ते प्रचोदयात्। एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पाशमङ्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तैर्बिभ्राणं मूषकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्कारणम् अच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्ट्यादौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषात् परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं स योगी योगिनां वरः। नमो व्रातपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते अस्तु लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवसुताय श्रीवरदमूर्तये नमो नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो नमः।
अपना चित्त मूलाधार पर लाते हैं। श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कुंडलिनी गौरी माता साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। अपना चित्त मध्य नाड़ी से सहस्रार पर लाते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी कृपावंत होकर आप हमारे सहस्रार पर विराजिए। श्री माताजी कृपा आकर हमें निर्विचारिता प्रदान कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माताजी कृपा कर हमें निर्विचार निर्विकल्प ध्यान में स्थित कीजिए। जय श्री माता जी। इसी ध्यान की स्थिति में अमृतवाणी आत्मसात करते हैं। श्री कृष्ण पूजा 1995 पार्ट 1।
Today we are going to worship Radha Krishna. It's a very festive feeling because Shri Krishna came on this earth at a time when people had become extremely serious about religion, about spirituality, and that made the whole aspect of religion as a joyless achievement. And that's how people became very serious. Also, the attention of people was diverted into a kind of a drama which created aloofness from the society. People become individualistic, secretive, and all such people's children also became the same style. Because a kind of a fear perhaps developed among the people who were in pursuit of religion and truth. There hatalo is सब artificial पीछे के बैठा लो. Now the family does make a difference and has a big influence on the personality of the people. So they got it from their parents, and then their grandchildren also got the same type of a feeling. So for 2000 years after Sri Rama went away, the whole situation became a very separate pursuit. And they would not tell each other what they have found. They did not tell even their parents what they are seeking, what they want. In this secretiveness, they got lost. And that's how there were lots of false gurus and false type of paths were discovered. Still, it was not so bad. But this aloofness made the society look so disintegrated. The collectivity was thus, even in the family it was not there. The father wouldn't talk to the son, he wouldn't talk to his wife, or maybe the wife may not talk to her children. They religiously followed, in India especially, followed the dharma part. But they went to the right side, I would say. In such an austere manner, they followed Gita without seeing through the lines what was written there. As I have told you many a times, that when he talked of Karma Yoga, he said that action should become non-action, akarma. How he said, put everything at the lotus feet of Shri Krishna. But that never happened. You see, because unless and until you get your self-realization, you always think you are doing something. You are achieving something. And when you start doing like that, then you also start sometimes overpowering others, dominating others. And there is another group that starts thinking that I am being aggressed, I am so much in pain, in trouble. So there are two types of people developed. One, aggressive type, and another were the people who were absolutely crying and weeping. In those days, of course, after Krishna, before Krishna came, all these things were such. So Krishna started talking about the quality of a Sahajayogi. He said that Sahajayogi is a balanced person. For him, happiness and unhappiness has no meaning. Whatever he does, he feels it's all done by God Almighty. But you have to be Sahajayogi to be that way. Though he described as Sahajayogi, there were no Sahajogis at that time. Mostly people were extremely austere. They went to Himalayas and all the places for seeking truth. What Gita had told, they followed it. So the another thing started was the Bhakti cult. In the Bhakti cult, when they moved in a collective, see, they thought we should have a Bhakti of Sri Ram. And in that Bhakti also, they were secretive. They wouldn't tell anybody what they were doing and what was it. But Shri Krishna came and he talked about Bhakti. That he said that you have to have Bhakti when it is absolutely surrendered to God. Ananya, there you are not the other. You become one. And this is what people missed it. Because they thought Ananya means complete, full, from the heart. It was not so. So Shri Krishna was also misunderstood by these people, and they went to another extreme. With this Ananya Bhakti, now a big wave started in Bengal only. And people used to run on the street, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, used to do all kinds of things all over, without understanding what he said about bhakti, how to have bhakti. Without connection, there is no bhakti according to him. So some people got lost into that kind of a bhakti, which was not at all meant for your ascent, for your evolution. But with that, you see also so many saints who came, they didn't know what to tell people about because they couldn't give them realization. So they said, you should remember God, you should remember the name of Sri Ram, Shri Krishna and all that. Especially in Maharashtra, there were many saints who said that try to remember the name of God. But it didn't mean just remember means just all the time to say, oh, do whatever you like and say, I remember God. So, you see, they also have failed that way, I should say, because they never understood what sort of human beings they were facing. Also, the saints became very intimidated by other priests and other people. So, in that we have two types of saints, where we have people who are talking of viraha, means separation from God. Even Ravindranath was like that to begin with. And then they start talking about the meeting of God. So these another type of saints were the real saints who talked about it. But very few people really showed any interest in becoming that. They would say, we have regard for this, we respect this, we believe in this, we believe in Shri Krishna. They used to go to a place called Pandharpur in Maharashtra. Everywhere you go, you'll find Shri Krishna's thing all over the country. Especially in Gujarat, because Shri Krishna ruled there, so they are all believers of Shri Krishna. What he came for was forgotten. He was talking about realization. He was talking about connection. So, in all these preachings, they could not read between the lines, and they started doing on their own. In our history, we have horrible things done in the name of Shri Krishna. Not only Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. We have a temple of Srinathji, and that temple was created for a deity which was very vibrating, was the deity of Shri Krishna when he ran away from the field of battle, Ranchordas. Now when he ran away from the field of battle, it was because he wanted to deceive one monster and to get him killed. So this Ranchordas state was very important, because how he tricked this horrible monster and how he managed to take him to a cave where a saint was sleeping, and who was given a sort of a boon that anybody who tries to wake you up, you can open your third eye and kill him. So Shri Krishna played a trick. He ran into his cave, and this monster also ran after him, running away from the battlefield, and he put his shawl on top of this saint who was sleeping. So the monster came behind him. He said, so now you are tired running and you're sleeping here. And he pulled the shawl. As soon as he pulled the shawl, this saint got up and he burnt him. And that's how he killed this Rakshasa, the devil. So the lifestyle of Shri Krishna was very different from that of Rama. Rama was the one who accepted everything. He went to in the exile, and he also spent 14 years. Then he went out in search of his wife, and also his children did not accept him much. Now the aspect of Shri Krishna's life was very different. First thing, he came to know about human beings, that they are very cunning people. And if you tell them about God or anything, they will never accept. They will do the way they think about it. So he said, let us try the other way around. So he played a trick with his preaching, that you have to do your karmas or your actions which become non-action, which is an impossible situation. And the second one, that your devotion should be ananya, when you are connected. Now, these two conditions nobody could fulfill, he knew. So they'll go on working on this, and at the time of Sahajayoga, they'll come round knowing that they have not achieved anything by practicing all those things, whatever Shri Krishna has said. But his lifestyle was different. When he came as a little boy, he first tried to kill all the monsters who were invading the Gokul place where he was living. In a different manner. He killed Putana, was a horrible woman. She was a Rakshasi whom he killed just by sucking her breast, because she wanted to poison him with her poison, and that's how he killed. So this shows, you see, that first thing he took to was extreme aggressiveness against all the negative forces that were working, which Rama did not do. Rama succumbed to everything, whatever has happened to begin with. Later on, then he killed Ravana. But as a child, he was a sweet little child, and lots of descriptions are there about him. So from very childhood, the attitude of Shri Krishna was more action as far as the negativity is concerned. And he killed many Rakshasas till he killed Kamsa. So the first part was killing these people, because they were very aggressive and they were sucking the energy of the people. And they were also becoming like megalomaniac, as you call that. They used to think no end of themselves. So you see, he killed their ego, he killed them, so many of them, and then he helped the Pandavas to establish the truth, to help the people who are truthful, who are for truth. But he could not give them realization. He didn't give them realization. Up to a point, he brought them to understand that always the truth wins. They call it Satyameva Jayate. Truth wins. This happened at the time when was very important to show that those negative forces cannot overpower, to show how useless they were, to show how they have been active and have been dominating, and everybody had fear, but all of them were neutralized by them, that he can kill all these negative forces. This is one of his styles, which is very important for modern times now. Now in America, as you see, there are so many negative forces that have come up. They are in a different form. They are not like monsters, but they are, by temperament, are monsters. The collectivity that he preached through Rasa Leela and all that he brought in his, I should say, adolescent age, was also remarkable, that he made people dance together, pray together, to be festive, and to know that you are a witness. You are not a slave of religion or of your meditation, but you have to be festive. And he got this introduction of holy festivals and many others like Rakhi Bandhan. All these he brought in because he thought this is how the society will be cleansed, and also they will have a lot of enjoyment. So the idea of enjoyment, he brought it into the lives of people. In a little childish pranks used to play on people just to tease them and make them turn to something that was very great enjoyment. Now his enjoyment was enjoyment of the spirit, the enjoyment, pure enjoyment. You see, all these things reflected in the American life today, but in a perverted way. Now the sense of enjoyment in American life is absolutely perverted because it is self-destructive. Whatever they take to is self-destructive. You tell them anything, they'll say, what's wrong? Why all these gurus prospered there? Because they pampered the ego of Americans and said, it's all right. You can do whatever you like as long as you give us money. And this suited them very well. And they started doing all these things of a sort of, in a way, going into perversion. Like Rajneesh now. Rajneesh came to America, and how people liked him. He had a Rajneesh Nagaram, this, that, and he established there with thousands and thousands of people. But then again Shri Krishna's power worked on him, and he was defeated there. Everywhere you find there are so many gurus like that. They all were defeated really by Shri Krishna's power, because he has all the tricks of the trade. He knows how to make fool out of them. Just imagine, this Rajneesh was so powerful, and an idea came into his head that he can become the lord of that place or whatever it is, and they conspired. But it's over, finished. One must know how much also we have achieved. Then was another one, Muktanand, and this 16-year-old fellow, and so many of them. One by one, all of them are finished. I would say that it is Shri Krishna's power that has worked. Because his lifestyle was from the very beginning like that, was that to kill all those who were negative. Now if you see in America, I think except for one or two leftovers, most of them are finished. Now there's one more who will be finished also, I'm sure, within no time. And you will see that the influence of these people, negative people, will be finished. But as a result of that, as a result of all that, what has happened that people have lost faith in anyone. They have no faith in anyone. They think if these people could deceive us like that, take away our money, we have no money even to educate our children, we have sold our houses. So all these things, you see, made them absolutely flabbergasted. And they decided not to have anything to do with the gurus who are coming from India. And that goes against us in a way. But all of them, you see, what they did, we should find out, is that to make a very absurd, queer type of organization. We are not, we are very normal, absolutely normal people. We haven't made any absurd type of religion or absurd type of following or absurd type of meditation, like you'll fly in the air and all sorts of things. But the people of America are not so matured to understand. Otherwise they would not have fallen to these horrible gurus. So on one side we have people who are very much affected by these gurus. On the other side we have people who think that I must be also one of them. And on the third aspect is this, that the people are extremely simple and extremely, I should say, immature. They are like children. So many Americans also told me they are like children. And to approach them, you have to say that a mother's love can only put them right. Now, as far as I am concerned, that was the first country I should say I visited for any program. In 1971, I went there. So you can imagine we got realization this Sastra Day on 1970 and went to America in 1971. And I gave realization to people, no doubt, to many. But what I felt was that they didn't care for deeper things, firstly. So we lost many Sahajogis like that. Then there were some people who were sick, they wanted their treatment, that's all, nothing more. Then came some people who were taken away, I should say, by other bombastic gurus who told them lots of stories and they claimed so much. So many joined them. Like that it was, I found that the people were absolutely not prepared for Sahajayoga. They were seekers, no doubt, they were seekers. And they had that restlessness of a seeking, no doubt. But they were not, for Sahajayoga, they didn't know what to seek, what to get. That was the part where I felt very immature. So after that I didn't go for 9 years, because I thought better devote your time to something else, till these people mature and understand what's wrong with them. Now they have been to gurus and they are lost. There are some who have this restlessness. I see in many things, the articles they write, sometimes the books they write, that there is this kind of a restlessness which is very important for Sahajogis. Most of you have been seekers in last lives and you had this restlessness with you. But with this restlessness, you didn't know what to do, where to go. And with that restlessness, some people went even up to Japan, some Australians came up to America and all kinds of things happened. That restlessness you cannot describe. But these gurus found a good market, so they came down and tried to overpower. With this restlessness, you see, it was very, very reasonable, logical to see that you go to somebody, do you get rid of your restlessness or not? Minimum of minimum. But that never happened. So when it never happened, you see, they thought that this is missing. Somebody said, no, you have to have another program, or you have to go through another course, this, that. So they went on falling more and more and more. At the same time, negativity of immorality took place. Though if you read the Constitution of America, you'll be amazed. In very subtle ways, it has just supported complete morality. I mean, I was surprised there's a law that when you go out of the house, you cannot wear funny dresses. When you are in the swimming suit also, that is regulated. And nobody can be absolutely nude. Like in Italy, you can find on television such things. So, you see, the Constitution was made with great idea of morality. I mean, the whole basis was people have to become moral. But always if you make any law, human beings have a capacity just to sort of blast it, to say, why this law? I don't want anything. And that's how the idea of control started. How can you control? How can you say one should not do like this? Now this explosion started in the family also, and the children started disobeying the parents. The parents themselves were the same style. Now then the children become the same style. Now the whole thing started exploding, and they thought there's no freedom. Those who don't know how to use freedom should not get any freedom, I think. They must know what is freedom is. Those who respect freedom and understand freedom can only be free people. So in that freedom, with this explosion, they were thrown away. And they started taking to lives which are really absolutely absurd. Calling it most reasonable, most logical. So, the people became homosexuals. It's absurd. It's not natural at all. It is absolutely absurd. But when this idea of freedom exploded in them, then all the booths came to curb their freedom. And it's from the booths they got these ideas. And in such a large scale, they are taking it. It's very surprising. Such a large scale, these booths are affecting and people are getting into it. As a result of that, we started getting all these diseases and all. The worst was, I would say, that at that same moment, the most negative personality from Austria was Freud. He was a Jew and he was not respected by the people of Americans at that time. So he got hold of some Jews and all that, and then he made up this story about the mother and all that. And he's the one who ruined their lives. Because as soon as they became free, they thought anybody who writes anything black and white is the Bible. They started following this fellow and some others also from France. And just it's a sign of complete immaturity. A mature person won't take to this or won't take to that. I've talked to some Americans at that time, and they were not Sahajogis, not seekers, I think. They said, we enjoy every part of life. See, we never have any problem. We enjoy everything. We do this, we do that. The enjoyment is important. 100% our life is full of enjoyment. Now, after that phase, I think this was so when they came to India about 1960s or 50s, they're talking like that. Now they're talking about all the problems they are facing out of these enjoyments. They say that
जय श्री माता जी। श्री आदि शक्ति मंत्र। ओम त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री आदि शक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवै नमो नमः। आरती की तैयारी करते हैं।
श्री महालक्ष्मी सरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री
परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज का सामूहिक ध्यान हम आपके श्री चरणों पर समर्पित करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा आकर हमारे विशुद्धि चक्र पर श्री राधा कृष्ण की शक्ति जागृत कीजिए, कार्यान्वित कीजिए। कृपा आकर हमारे अंदर मंगलता, पवित्रता और नैतिकता प्रस्थापित कीजिए। श्री माता जी, कृपा आकर हमारे सारे दोष, बाधा, कुसंस्कार नष्ट कीजिए और हमें सद्गुणी बनाइए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा आकर हमारे अंदर से दोष की भावना निकाल दीजिए। कृपा आकर हमें धार्मिक कट्टरता, अंधश्रद्धा से अलिप्त रखिए। हमें साक्षी भाव दीजिए। हमें सामूहिकता का आनंद दीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपा आकर हमारे अंदर अनन्य भक्ति वृद्धिंगत कीजिए। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपके श्री राधा कृष्ण स्वरूप को हम हृदय से वंदन करते हैं। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आपके श्री चरणों पर हमारा कोटि कोटि नमन, कोटि कोटि नमन, अनंत कोटि नमन। सामूहिक बंधन लेते हैं। जय श्री माता जी। आज के कार्यक्रम, आज शाम का ध्यान ठीक 7 बजे प्रतिष्ठान पुणे यूट्यूब चैनल पर लाइव प्रसारित होगा। आज का ध्यान सत्र यहीं पे संपन्न होता है। अब हम सहज संगीत का आनंद लेते हैं। आज का दिन सबके लिए आनंदमय, मंगलमय रहे। जय श्री माता जी।
अष्टविनायक मोरया, अष्टविनायक मोरया. तू करता, तू धरता, तू विघ्न हरता. तू करता, तू धरता, तू विघ्न हरता. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. तू करता, तू धरता, तू विघ्न हरता. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. रक्षितु आम्हासी दाही दिशानी. देसी अभय तू दाही दिशानी.
रक्षितु अम्मासी दाही दिशानी. देसी अभय तू दाही दिशानी.
आत्म्यात वसशी, तत्वात वसशी. तू गौरी गणेशा सत्वात वसशी.
आत्म्यात वसशी, तत्वात वसशी. तू गौरी गणेशा सत्वात वसशी.
नमस्कार माझा, नमस्कार माझा तुला आत्मरूपा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. जलतु नभतु तू वायु तू इंद्र. भूतत्व तू सूर्य असशी तू चंद्र.
जलतु नभतु तू वायु तू इंद्र. भूतत्व तू सूर्य असशी तू चंद्र.
आदि तू अंति तू मध्यात वसशी. मूलाधार तत्वा हे ऋषिकेशी.
आदि तू अंति तू मध्यात वसशी. मूलाधार तत्वा हे ऋषिकेशी.
नमस्कार माझा, नमस्कार माझा तुला एकदंता. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा.
वस्त्र प्रिय अरुण रंग प्रिय अरुण पुष्प प्रिय तुला श्री गणेशा.
हे गौरी पुत्रा हे विघ्नहर्ता, नमस्कार माझा तुला पूर्ण ब्रह्मा.
हे गौरी पुत्रा हे विघ्नहर्ता नमस्कार माझा तुला पूर्ण ब्रह्मा.
नमस्कार माझा, नमस्कार माझा तुला ज्ञान रूपा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा.
नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. नमस्कार माझा तुला श्री गणेशा. नमस्कार माझा श्री निर्मल माता. नमस्कार माझा श्री निर्मल माता.